This is a sequence for thoracic mobility, so chest opening, shoulder function. It can help with any kind of neck strain. So you want to have 2 blocks. I'm sitting in Heroes. It's not so comfortable for everyone to be down on your heels, so what you can do is put 1 or 2 blocks, or even more, to get your hips higher than your heels. Do check out that your feet aren't turning inwards towards one another. You might want to explore having them flexed under. They might want to be pointed. Explore it. There's really no one right or wrong. So starting in this pose, actually just bring your right hand to your heart. Your left hand can be in a gesture of receptivity in your lap. Take a few moments to connect with yourself. And we don't have to be thinking anything high and lofty or like yoga-ish, right? We can just be here present in this space, in our bodies. And that's pretty amazing. So notice your breath. Notice the feel of your skin underneath your hand. Maybe notice your heartbeat. And then you can use your pointer and middle finger to just slowly begin to massage your heart, or your heart center. It's not, let's say, anatomically your heart, right? But the center of your heart, center. How many more times can I use that word in one sentence? Maybe a few. And go in clockwise motion, so that's from your right to your left. And then bringing your hands together, your fingers together, over that center, you're going to blossom your fingers out. So it's this action. And you can think of your heart center, your heart energy, maybe a beautiful, brilliant green, an emerald green, just flowering open. Or you can picture a flower, your favorite flower, blossoming open. And just expanding this heart energy, which is the space that connects you, your physicality with your spirituality. The space that gives, and we want to make sure that we're in a good flow of giving, so that also means giving to ourselves, which is a receiving of sorts. We're just going to blossom this gorgeous heart center. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, for your day, for this moment, you can. Remember, our intentions are best in the present moment. So rather than I have or I will, rather than I want and I will, I have, I enjoy, I am. Present tense, focusing on what you want. So rather than I don't want to feel this tension, I am calm, I am still, I am centered. Focusing on what you want, the positive. And then using your language. So if you were inspired by someone's intention, if you were inspired by beautiful poetry, make it your own, right? I'm not saying plagiarize in a book, but here in your own practice, make this your own, because your subconscious mind, which is really in the co-pilot seat so often, understands your simple language. It'll have the greatest effect on your reality. And then I'm going to invite you to take it even deeper, because our heart really needs to be in connection with our head. Our head just can't run the show alone. It has only so much power to affect our realities. Our heart is much stronger in its electric field. It's much stronger magnetically. Science has proven that. So the energy of our heart may extend beyond us for miles. So I want you to feel your intention. What does it feel like? Maybe what are the colors? What are the scents? What are the sensations? How does it feel to have that calmness? How does it feel to have that prosperity and health and peace and those loving relationships and all that is your intention for this moment? How does that feel? Invite that feeling into your space now. And invite your breath as well. And this is a beautiful practice. Just my hands on my heart. I do. Sometimes when I forget that I have a heart, I'm just kind of in my humanness, in my go-getterness, my day-to-day. Sometimes at night I'll put my hands on my heart and just remember this space and think of the little things I can be grateful for, or all those miracles I took for granted. And not in a way to beat myself up or be like so upset with myself for missing that opportunity, but making this moment right now the opportunity to express gratitude and to feel how blessed I am. I invite you to do that as well. And then gently releasing your hand. If you want to take longer, just put this video on pause, and when you're ready to join in the movement, welcome. And then here with your hands grounded on your thighs, take a shrug of your shoulders up, tie to your ears like earrings, and then allow them to drop down. Let that rise of the shoulders, then release. And go one more time. Allow the inhalation to rise your shoulders. Keep your shoulders raised as you exhale. Don't let them go. Let them come even higher with the next in-breath through your nose if you can. Take another exhale. Don't let them go. Another inhalation here. And then release them. Your right arm can extend. And I'm going to invite you to just circle it as if you're turning a doorknob. What you want to look for is oftentimes we might have this movement, which is really wrist rotation. I want this movement to originate from the shoulder. So you can even take that other arm and kind of think of rolling your shoulder. So turning the doorknob behind you. And then turning it and seeing how far that movement can come up your shoulder. And as you turn up, you might notice your shoulder lowers down. And we're not just looking for rotation. I want you to think of extending. So reach those fingers in that direction, away from you. Bring length and space to free up any compression, and go again on this side. If you find a sweet spot, invite some breath into it. This one I love. It's so simple, and for me it's like magic. I don't know if you feel the same way. So you're rotating, but you're also lengthening. Just take a moment and you can release your arms. If you're raised high, you might even see is one closer to the ground than the other. How does it feel from side to side? And then the second side. So again, turning the doorknob. We're not here. We're letting this rotation follow. It doesn't end at the wrist or the elbow. It follows all the way up. And then lengthen out to that side. Reach. And then turn the doorknob behind you. And lengthen. Invite your breath. We don't need to be fast. We want fullness and presence. And again. Length. And last time on this side. Follow that that rotation, up, 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 lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Maybe there's a little bit more rotation. You can even, just that gesture of that other arm can remind you. Nice, and take it forward. And lengthen. And release. Take a moment here. Get your strap. I'm going to turn around so you can see the arm work from behind, but you can stay as you are. If your knees or legs have had enough, you can come into regular cross-legged. Just make sure your hips are higher than your knees. Holding your strap in your right hand, looping it, but not, grasping. Let that right arm come up. I want you to notice when you bring your arm up, do your ribs flare forward? If so, just soften them down. And then lower and raise your arm as your ribs are softened down. So notice there has to be a little core engagement here, a little shtira, for this to have the sukha that's healthy. Okay. And then you'll bend at the elbow. Hug this arm into your ear. Think the elbow has a flashlight on it that's reaching up to the skies. And then your left arm, can you find a little bit of that rotation we explored? Lengthen and then come around. So it's not about getting our hands near each other at all. That often can miss the point of the exercise. Bring your body into the strap. Let your head press into the strap. And then I'll show you here. Right, so the ribs are in. The upper arm, the right arm hugs in and the elbow reaches up. And then this bent elbow, the left arm, I want you to think of rolling it back. And the head can lean back into that arm. Just taking a few breaths here. Lengthen through the crown of your head and take an easy twist to your right, moving as a unit. You might notice this left knee kind of moves a little forward of the right, and that's all good. Take it back to center. Slowly release your left arm, slowly release your right. And just take a moment and feel, right? So taking pauses in between practice allows us to really enjoy and kind of savor the benefits. Okay, the difference between like taking bite by bite of a delicious, let's say chocolate mousse cake, or like swallowing it at once. Swallowing it at once is more thrilling, but then it's gone and you might not have ever tasted it. Left hand, so again, you're not rounding, but you're just noticing that the lower ribs are kind of flush with your belly, flush with you. So here you can find a little bit of rotation backwards. Take it up, bend the elbow, right arm out, rotate it forward, lengthen, take it around. If there's distance or difference from one side to the other, totally normal, notice it. That's the amazing first step. This raised left arm is going to hug in towards the ear, and then it's as if you're rotating it towards you. Reach that elbow up, and then this bottom arm is and think of rolling this bottom arm back. And then allow your head to press into this raised arm. I'm taking a few breaths here, and I do encourage you, if you notice one side has much or has decreased range, has more sensitivity, of course, be gentler on that side, but I'd actually say take a few more breaths on that side, or do that side once more. Spend a little bit more time there. You can even imagine your breath here reaching the space where the strap in your hands are, like breathing into the back of your lungs. Notice if that changes the quality of your breath. And slowly lower your left arm, lower your right. And again, just sit here for a moment. Okay. Now you'll come onto all fours. Check out that your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips. And I want you to imagine as if there's a hand on the space between your shoulder blades, drawing your shoulder blades towards one another, and then bring them apart. So bring them together, and that'll look or feel like this movement. Okay, so you're not really bending your elbows, and you're not really arching your spine, so we're not here. We're protracting and retracting our shoulder blades. And this might feel weird as can be. So you can do it on the wall, right? Standing on a wall with your hands, shoulder height, find this movement. Really encourage that actually, and then when you're there and you feel it, then explore it on the ground in weight bearing. Once you're there, come back to neutral. I want you to bend your elbows as if your elbows want to reach towards your knees. You can do that on the exhale. So the movement will look like and from the side you'll see. So almost rolling the shoulders back, almost finding this movement. Rotation. Little is a lot. Maybe take a moment there. Check out your elbows aren't flaring out. They're headlights heading towards the back of your body. And then on the exhale, press yourself up, resist it. Okay, you can come to lay on your belly. Maybe take a few breaths. Rest yourself there. Okay, arms alongside your body, palms face down, the forehead can rest. And then find that movement as your shoulders raise, fingers reach towards your feet. Can you do it with your fingers extended, no gripping? Exhale, release, maybe take a cheek to the ground. And even let your toes kind of turn in, your heels turn out, it broadens your lower back. And then when you come back, tops of the feet down. Again, forehead down. Reach your fingers towards your toes. Maybe raise the center of your palms so just your fingertips are down. If you're good here, you can raise your head a smidge, but I want you to think more than getting it up, more than looking forward, stay looking down. Think there's a flashlight on the crown of your head shining forward. Lengthen, lengthen. Don't look forward. Shine the flashlight on the crown of your head forward. Nice. Here you're going to extend your arms out to the side. I'll show you on this side. Let's say your right arm is out to the side. And then you're going to, with your left hand, allow yourself to roll a little bit to that side. Your left leg the foot can come to the floor to support you. You might not come so far, maybe your head stays down.
So it's not about going as far as you can in this stretch. It's about finding some resistance, and this right hand is pressing down, coming back. So on the other side, it'll look like finding some resistance, and then right, that left hand is pressing down, taking it to center. And then here, palms up, take your opposite cheek to the ground, take a few breaths. Maybe open, close your hands, release out. Hands underneath shoulders now. Pointed toes, roll the shoulders back. Right, so the movement is rolling the shoulders back. So you're not squeezing your shoulder blades towards one another. They stay broad. If there was a hand between your shoulder blades, it honors the space. They don't come closer together. Roll them back as if your flashlights on your elbows are pointing towards your heels. Forehead down. And release. Maybe take a moment, be easy. Check out again. For some of us, we need to kind of do an internal thigh roll, tops of the thighs pressed down, and then one more time. Keeping your back broad, so you're not squeezing your shoulder blades towards one another. You're actually drawing them down your back. Forehead down. Here might be a great place to stay. You might explore being kind of weightless on your hands. If you get any back cramps or so, come out of it a little bit. Lengthen your legs, lengthen through your feet. And imagine maybe your head gets a little weightless too. You don't have to raise it, but imagine if that were the case and it's not your hands that are holding you up. The work of your back body is supporting you. Again, release. Take the opposite cheek. You can even kind of just shake out from side to side. Might feel good on your legs, tops of your toes. Here now, let's take a block. Okay. If you can't reach the sides of the block the long way, palm to palm, palm on the block, then have a strap so you can take more space. We're not about struggling. And I want you to be easy with the strap. So if you're with the strap, or if you're with your block, no gripping in your fingers, no gripping. Can you find that movement of the shoulders rolling down your back? Your shoulder blades stay neutral distance. Maybe you reach your arms off the back of your body a little bit. Whoa, I'm shaking. Are you? Haha, it's work. Take a moment. Again, I'll show you what it looks like for those of you that are using your strap. Palms are up. You're not squeezing. It's going to be harder, actually, if you keep your fingers straight. Roll your shoulders down your back and raise your hands slightly so that it's as if you want to take the strap off away from your bum and back of your legs. So while your shoulders are rolling back, you're also reaching towards your feet. It is work, guys. Then let it go. Take a break. Take the opposite cheek to your mat. Notice the hair on your mat. Take it off on the floor if it bothers you. Great. Move that to the side. And then as you come up, check out that you're not going to bring your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Press your hands into the floor. You can curl your toes under and then press with the strength of your arms as you come up. You might try that a few times. So if this is your inclination, like to kind of make your pecs take you into this, uprightness, explore not doing that. So we're here, take the shoulders back, and then from that, it's as if your hands want to slide forward, but they're not going to, and that's going to take you up into a baby cobra. Baby cobra. Legs are strong. You can take some space between your legs if that feels best for your lower back. Okay? What we're doing is letting our head, our neck, be an extension of the rest of our spine. So it's not about looking up. Because if you see here, my head isn't an extension of the rest of my spine. I'd rather look towards the far end of my mat or a little bit off it and think of lifting the flashlight on my heart. So that shines more forward. Maybe I can get a little weightless in my hands. And then maybe I'll take a break and rock it out again. Let's try that one more time. It's as if you want to scrape your hands forward on the mat, but they're not going to. Your elbows don't flare to the sides. They hug in towards your body. And then you press up to lift up. You don't need to come high. Here is great. And then you're going to roll the shoulders back towards your heels so the flashlight on your heart shines more forward. Think you want to raise the flashlight more than you raise your eyes. The flashlight has to get there before your eyes do, because your neck is an extension of your thoracic spine, not the other way around in this exercise. And then explore where you can be a little bit more light and easy, even in the midst of all this work. And if it's a natural progression to come a little bit higher, go for it. Then release, take your opposite cheek to the ground, release your arms. You can rock it out if it feels good for you. Maybe roll out your wrists. Ankles got jealous. So I'm going to widen my knees, and again I'm going to press myself up without my shoulders drawing forward. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to come to lie on my back. Let's see where you can see me the best. Okay, great. Here. Knees are bent. Press your arms down through your fingertips, please. And think your arms want to reach your toes. They want to reach them. They don't have to, but they want to. Press that down. And then with your breath, you're going to roll up. You don't have to come so high. Check it out also. Keep your chin towards the sky. You don't want to draw it in. It's going to flatten the back of your neck to the ground. And we're looking to honor that cervical curve. And exhale down. On the exhale, you'll have more of the power of your legs. Use your legs. Check out your knees aren't splaying or you're not rolling to the outsides of your feet. So the tripod of your foot presses down into the ground. The flashlights of your knees go forward. The flashlight of your heart goes up. Your chin follows it. As the shoulders press down, shtira, shoulders, shtira, feet. And slowly exhale, roll it down. I invite you to explore the raising and the lowering on the exhale. If that doesn't work for you, do what works for you, please. This next time we'll hold it so you can have your block handy to slide under if you want to have a more supported practice of bridge pose, Satyabandhasana. Also explore on the exhalation, you get more power in your legs, so you can use your legs more to take you up. If you explore now inhaling and pressing your legs, does that feel powerful? Exhale, press your legs down. Which one gives you more power of your legs? And that's what you want to take you up into bridge pose or any back bend. Because the glutes and the hamstrings are hip extensors. And this is a hip extension pose. So the exhale, you can roll up. I'm going to slide my block underneath my booty. It's not going to go to my spine. You can explore here if you'd like a few moments coming onto the balls of your feet. You can stay there or bring your block there. I'm going to roll my shoulders a little bit more under me. Not to the point that I'm so flexy I can't use my arms. They gotta stay grounded. When I'm this high up, my chin can go into my chest. Mine can. You listen to yours. And slowly, I'm just going to let my legs go. And even in this pose, I want to invite my ribs into my breath. So I want to invite some three-dimensionality. So you can bring your hands to your ribs if you're secure, if you're boosted up here, and you have some freedom in your arms. Take it into the sides of your ribs. Breathe into the sides of your ribs. If you want to go further, imagine the sides of your ribs expanding out, your heart expanding up toward your chest, and the back of you pressing down more into the floor, all on an inhale. It's three-dimensional. You get really big in your ribs. And the exhale, just let it go. Don't make it go. Let it go. Don't make it go. You might want to lower down a little bit. So you're going to use the strength of your legs, probably on an exhale. Right, so I like to come out of this gradually if I've kept my hips high in hip extension. And I probably take my shoulders out a little bit. I might take my feet wide, knees together. Maybe my hands come. My hands, your hip bones are awesome hand placers, right? So rest my hands there. And Satyabandhasana is amazing for the pineal glands and the pituitary, for the master hormones. I find for me before bed, it gets me ready, it gets me in a good place. Also in the middle of the day, if it's kind of chaotic, it can also get me much more into myself and into my intuition and into some kind of stillness. And again, I'm going to use the power of my legs to lift my seat a little bit.